Home. Hello, my friends. It's been a few days. I have missed you. I wanted to start off with the Buddha, and actually, boom, here's some double Buddha action for you and a hug. I have so much to catch you guys up on. Yes, I will be talking the Met Gala, some Wendy Williams drama, Justin Bieber, and so much more. But first, I want to start off by using these youngsters, the influencers, for my own views. So I'm going to talk about Jake Paul, JoJo Siwa, and Cameron Dallas. But I need to start off with Jake Paul and some very serious allegations against him. The very popular YouTuber threw a party in his expensive Calabasas mansion this past weekend. And a mother of a young woman who went to the party posted on Facebook warning other mothers in a group chat that, according to her daughter and 8 other girls were drugged at the party, taken to the hospital because something was put in their drink. Now, clearly, that doesn't mean Jake Paul himself did it. However, when you're throwing a party, you're liable. Isn't that the law? I'm pretty sure that's the law. If something bad happens at your house, you could be in trouble. This already is creating drama for Jake Paul. It's costing him legal fees. And bizarrely, his lawyer released a statement which made me scratch my head. Let me read to you what Jake Paul's lawyer said. "We take this claim seriously and are working with authorities to make absolutely sure we do our part to uncover the truth." Well, first of all, I'm not a fan of throwing parties at my house. I never really did that. I did it a couple of times when I was younger, but daytime parties, I was never one to throw nighttime parties. Also, because I got neighbors. I don't want to be an inconsiderate neighbor like Jake Paul. So my kids, when they're older, they'll have grown up seeing Dad doesn't really throw parties at home. And we're going to have a conversation about the many reasons why I never did that. Not just to be considerate to my neighbors, but for my kids. You know, it's a liability. Young people, if you want to party at a house party, go to somebody else's house. Or just make sure it's a small party, doesn't get out of control. Here's me, Papa Perez, trying to give lessons to you impressionable youngsters so you don't get in trouble. Not even something as serious as drugs and drinks being spiked, but, you know, if somebody slips and falls, an accident happens, you could be in trouble. Speaking of influencers throwing parties, Cameron Dallas threw a party at his place also this weekend, and according to reports, he got so drunk and threw water on this one vlogger named Cole Kerrigan, whom thinks that the water throwing incident was homophobic. Now, you might say, oh, he was just drunk and being a douche, but this kid does bring up a really good point. Cole says, quote, he confronted Cameron Dallas and confronted him on video, and he got real quiet real quick. And then a friend of his said that Cameron was just wilding out. So this kid says wilding out isn't deliberately walking up to someone you don't know and throwing water all over them. That's being a blanking blank. And I'm sure if it was a pretty female or one of the homies, that wouldn't have happened. So what else do you call it? I can't argue with that. If it was well, maybe if it was one of the homies, he would have still done it because all those YouTubers and influencers love to prank each other. But if it was a pretty female or a dude that was bigger than him that presented as heterosexual and tough, Cameron Dallas would not have done that. And it should be reminded that Cameron Dallas attacked a gay man in Colorado in December who was hitting on a friend of his. So we could be seeing a pattern of behavior that is happening here when he gets drunk. A friend of Cameron, Taylor Caniff, says that he's going through so much right now. Taylor Caniff wrote in his defense, Cameron is extremely far from homophobic. He was at a huge house party with 500 plus people drinking and celebrating. Cameron never talked to the kid. Cameron's already dealing with a lot of mental anxiety and depression, and this to add on to it because a kid wants attention is devastating. Maybe Cameron shouldn't have behaved like a douche. And what I think is happening with Cameron Dallas is he's realizing that his moment has passed. It's slipping away. It happens. I randomly was talking to a friend about Connor Franta today, and he's a cutie, love him, have nothing bad to say about him. But this is a kid on YouTube who was one of the top YouTubers a couple of years ago, has over 5 million subscribers, and now his videos barely get any views. It happens to everybody. And I am blessed and so thankful that you are watching this right now because I'm 15 years into my career and I'm hustling, baby, making videos, doing my podcast, of course, doing my website, doing live podcast shows, auditioning, trying to act, whatever and wherever I can do something to entertain and get paid, I will. I work on Instagram. God, I spent so much time working on the Met Gala on Insta yesterday, doing all the swipe ups and everything. That was me. JoJo Siwa has shut off the comments on her Instagram saying, quote, normally I read comments and see nice things, people seeing kind messages and saying positive words. Late last night, I decided to read some comments on my last Instagram post, and wow, some people can be mean. So here's the fun game. No more comments. JoJo. You know, she's what, 16 years old? I get it. It must be sucky to read not so nice comments. I respect that decision, and I unfollowed her. I will not follow anybody on Instagram who has their comments off. I get why people do it. That hurts their engagement, and I love that they do it knowing that it'll likely hurt their engagement, but I want to be able to engage and comment, and if I can't, I'm not following you. That means I unfollowed Taylor Swift a while ago. Okay, I promised I would talk about the Met Gala, so here we go. Go to PerezHilton.com for all of the photos if you haven't seen them yet. I also uploaded a bunch of photos onto my @CocoPerez Instagram account, Coco Perez Insta, @CocoPerez not just Coco Perez, somebody else has that. It's @CocoPerez Insta. And the theme was camp. I've been doing camp my whole fashion life. I'm not cool enough to get invited to the Met Gala. It's okay. A lot of those people probably won't be invited in 15 years or 10 years. The A-listers will, but a lot of the others may not. My favorites of the evening, my three, I'll give you my top three because I'm going to guess hopefully you've seen them by now. My absolute favorite was Billy Porter and that Egyptian number and the entrance and the makeup and everything. I loved Ezra Miller. That was exquisite. And isn't that wild that two of the best were men. I also loved Lady Gaga, while I didn't love Katy Perry's. Because Katy Perry's felt more costumey than camp. Yes, it was still camp, clearly, but there was something more camp about Gaga. Also, I gotta give a shout out to Lupita Nyong'o. Loved her look and loved her makeup. Her makeup artist did these divine eyebrows, literally divine, the drag queen, the queen of camp. So I'm so happy that she was represented at the Met Gala for the camp fest. Cardi B also had a wowza moment. She continues to just be a ray of sunshine and wildness. Last week, Cardi B revealed that she got her boobs done, and now she revealed that she also got liposuction. She performed just before going to the Met Gala at a concert and said, I have some news for y'all. I should have canceled today. I shouldn't really be performing because moving too much is gonna blank up my lipo, but blank, I'm still gonna get my mother blanking money back. Let's go! I love that she's honest, but also, oh my God, it stresses me out so much that she could potentially mess up her liposuction. Oh, I gotta give you guys an update on my hair. It's really starting to grow in now. Even this area that was like a big old bald patch, it's gonna be so beautiful when I grow it out. I'm gonna keep it short for a while. I'm just feeling it because I'm all about the beard. I like also how the beard's growing out. It's kind of like a little ombre. Cardi, why didn't she just plan enough time from lipo to take off? I don't know. In other wacky news, speaking of musicians, Diana Ross got the pat down at the airport this past weekend and was so upset about it. She sent out a series of tweets. I've gotten patted down before, more than once. That's because I travel with kids. And when you travel with kids and you take, my 1.5-year-old is still drinking a lot of milk throughout the day. So, you take milk or something liquid and you have to take it through, they have to pat you down. I'm not mad. TSA, the great equalizer. I'll have more info down below. I don't want to make today's video 30 minutes, but maybe it will be. I don't know. I'll have links down below to everything I talk about so you can read, see, or hear more. My latest podcast is out now. And we talk about the Billboard Music Awards on that, which happened last Wednesday. Briefly loved Taylor and Brendan. Nothing wow about it, but it was good. I wouldn't say I loved it, actually. I enjoyed it. My favorite of the night was Halsey and her 2 performances. I saw a whole new side of her, giving me dancing and choreo, and just, she really has blossomed as a performer. Amazing. Ciara was great doing her Janet Jackson impersonation. Dan and Shay, Tori Kelly, solid. The Jonas Brothers, loved it. They've always loved pyro. Khalid, great, good, but not very memorable. Ariana Grande bored me. She just looked like she was not having fun on tour. That performance was from her show, from her tour. I think she was in Canada. Girl needs a break or just cancel the tour. Madonna and Maluma was good, but I didn't love all of the lip syncing and the auto-tune. I'm just not used to that from her. But it was still good. It wasn't bad. Lauren Daigle was fine with her Adele ripoff song. Mariah was solid, even if she was a little pitchy. Gave a great speech. Enjoyed Panic at the Disco. Kelly Clarkson did a good job at hosting. Great job at hosting, and was good too. BTS, I really enjoyed that because of Halsey. And Paula Abdul, one of the best performers. Actually, right after Halsey, I'd say. She killed it. Yeah, she lip synced the whole thing. It didn't bother me because she worked so hard. Britney lip syncs her whole performances and doesn't work that hard. She was being swung back and forth, cartwheels, tap dancing, everything. Nailed it. Was so phenomenal. And I think, she's 56 years old. Get it, Paula. There was some controversy after the Billboard Awards, though, because people were upset that Taylor Swift allegedly copied Beyonce with the marching band. Beyonce did not invent marching bands. And Beyonce herself has copied a ton of people a ton of times. Beyonce is a notorious inspiration thief. So I had no problem with that. Mayo-chella. After the Billboard Music Awards, Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas got married. An update on that: they will be tying the knot later this summer in France. They got married in Vegas because it's the most anti-Nick and Priyanka thing that they could have done. Plus, they also needed to get married here legally in order for their marriage to be recognized. So they did that. In other news, congratulations to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. The royal baby is here. Meghan Markle gave birth at home to a boy. We don't know the name yet. I wonder if it will be styled His Royal Highness, because technically how all of this royal legalese works, the baby isn't born a His Royal Highness. So we shall see. Also, Meghan Markle's brother has spoken out, asking that the baby be a part of the family's life. The same brother who wrote a letter last year, or the year before, I forget when they got married, wrote a letter to Prince Harry telling him not to marry his sister. Nah. Speaking of marriages, I wish a long, happy one to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Unfortunately, as we all know, Wendy Williams' marriage has ended in divorce. And her estranged husband, Kevin Hunter, is fighting for not just spousal support, but also for child support. Their son turns 19 this August. But he wants to make sure that Wendy pays the kids' college tuition, which I would think she would do anyways, right? That dude's gonna bleed her dry. Over the weekend, Justin Bieber compared Chris Brown to Michael Jackson and Tupac and wrote this lengthy post about how Chris Brown is a legend and says, people who have overlooked this man's talents because of a mistake he made, you need to reevaluate. Justin Bieber, I know you are suffering with mental illness, and that's not an excuse for what you wrote, okay? Chris Brown has a pattern, a history of violent behavior that extends far beyond just Rihanna. It was more than just one mistake. Hailey Bieber went to the Met Gala, but Justin didn't. I was expecting him there. You would think he would, because he's got a song that's coming out this Friday with Ed Sheeran. He'd want to promote it, but that did not happen. Also, Justin was dissing Eminem, saying, quote, I like M's flow, but don't like that he's dissing new rappers. I like the new generation of rap. He just doesn't understand it. I think he does. I think he does, Justin. And I think he also understands that beefing with other rappers gets him attention. Just like you beefing with Eminem gets you attention. In other news, the husband of... Are they married? Actually, I don't even know. Janelle Evans, is she married to that guy, David EASON? The one that shot and killed the family dog? Well, he is seeking anger management classes. Yeah, not enough. Apparently, a lot of advertisers have pulled out of Teen Mom 2 as a result of this guy's awfulness. And I don't even think he's a part of the show anymore. Should Janelle be fired? You know, if I was MTV, I would be thinking, gosh, what if this guy, really morbid thought, but what if he murders her? Then the whole Teen Mom franchise is done. Same thing happened with Rock of Love. One of those people ended up murdering somebody or being murdered or something like that. And they canceled that series franchise, the Of Love thing. I forget which one it was. I don't know. In more messy news, Hayden Panettiere's boyfriend was arrested for domestic violence. This is the second time that she and he have been involved in a domestic dispute. Hayden's daughter doesn't even live with her. Her daughter lives in Russia with the father. Sad. She's clearly got a lot of demons that she's battling. Speaking of domestic disputes, remember Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoons? He's been arrested twice in the last 5 weeks for domestic violence. He was also a star of NYPD Blue, and it's sad. Thankfully, I don't think I'm a mess. I would say I still want my career to be doing this, that, and the other, and doing new and different and big things. But I'm not acting out, lashing out, being awful because my career is not what it used to be, like Ricky Schroeder's, or it's not where I want it to be, and sad. You guys, I gotta lift up our spirits, and I will by talking about Kim Kardashian. I've got to give Kim K credit. We just found out that she has been responsible for freeing 17 low-level drug offenders from jail. 17! And she hasn't been publicizing this. Good on you, Kimberly. Also, she makes $1 million per Instagram advertising post. And you know what? She's worth every penny because people actually buy the crap she promotes. Oh, yeah. I should have probably moved this to the hot mess section. Offset is still facing felony charges for smashing a guy's phone. I'm surprised he hasn't made that problem go away. Countess LUANN DELESSEPS from the Real Housewives of New York has failed her sobriety test, and the authorities down in Florida are not happy about it. You were able to avoid jail time and you're not obeying the terms of your probation? Judge. In other news, Joe Giudice's request, the husband of Teresa Giudice from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, has not reached Donald Trump yet. He's going to be extradited because of his legal issues back to Italy where he was born. Maybe Kim Kardashian can help. More TV news. Congratulations to Marie Osmond. She has been named the new replacement of Sarah Gilbert on The Talk. I can't wait to share the table with you, Marie. I met her last year for the first time and she was lovely. Also, Sharon Osbourne has opened up about her 3 suicide attempts. Wow. You think people have it all and they don't. But thankfully, Sharon is still here and I love you. All right, from that to the other opposite. Let's end on truly positive notes. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are expecting their third child together. Amy Schumer just gave birth. It's a boy. And Adele may not be giving a lot of those people who said, oh, the next album's going to be great, what they want, because she wants to make a dance record. I think she was only kidding, but maybe not. It'll be interesting to see how she channels everything happening in her life. She just celebrated her 31st birthday and had a big old party. So happy birthday, Adele. I love you. Thank you for watching. Cheers to you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment, follow, subscribe, share.